You know, over 17,000 people. Over 17,000 people. I'm on Shadow Band, so you can't see how many followers I got. But over 17,000 people, and I've said this 1,000 times. 17,000 people here that's found me through visions and dreams. Sent here by God. And you know, no one else believes it. You know, there's been that many people that's commented on this, on my post, on these videos. That many people has confirmed through my videos they found me through visions and dreams. Listen to me carefully. 2,000 people have exactly the same vision I have. They see me in the vision. They actually see me guiding them. They watch me on the edge, right, on a ridge, looking into a kingdom. And they're all standing behind me, watching me from the back of my neck. I turn around and see them there. I turn around and see them all stand behind me. Exactly the same vision. When God comes to me, okay, when God comes to me, I went through a portal into another dimension, into a parallel world where everything was perfect. No pain, stress and fear in a time where time stands still and life preserves. You know, you've heard a lot of people say when they die, and they go to this beautiful place, and their imagination runs wild at the same time, so there's different stories. But if you listen to things in metaphor, with an outside influence, the light bulb video, the picture that tells you 1,000 words, you have access to this. And people don't understand that. When you break free from amnesia, and you stick your head through the light at the end of the tunnel, what do you think it is? It's a light bulb video, it's a tunnel. You stick your head through the light at the end of the tunnel and see the vision. The vision that leaves you absolutely speechless. Speechless. And that's something people don't pay attention to. You know, most people around the world think you're crazy. You had drugs, you had a dream when you talk about things like this. Yeah, they do. Ask anyone who's been genuinely reborn or gone through this experience. They'll tell you they have to get away from the church. They have to get away from the egotism and the persecution and the judgmental behavior that the rest of the world is in. Jealous, spiteful cowards. Okay, jealous, spiteful cowards, that's what most of them are. They're designed into this, in a marketing strategy, in the post-human stage, and no one believes in it. They have to be reborn. No one knows God until that moment. I know that for a fact. Nobody knows God until this moment. They can pray, they'll get signs, they'll get visions, but believe me, okay, that's only the beginning. That's only the beginning. Every time you're born again, you go through another rabbit hole and realize you're wrong about something. You're in a long tunnel with a lot of rabbit holes, and until you get to the end of the tunnel and stick your head through the light at the end of the cave, you don't know jack shit. You only think you do, because you're mental. The world's mental. The world bases everything on mentality. Being reborn is crossing over from the 6 to the 9. You know yin and yang. Yin is a 6, a dark 6. The tree of knowledge where you think you're so intelligent with a high IQ and you argue, debate, conquer and divide. You live in your own truth in some sort of comfort zone. Can't handle the truth, can't face it, can't deal with it. Competitive behavior and I'm better than everyone. And literally, and you conquer and divide. And that's all you do in the world today. It's the only tool you know how to use. Egotism and competitive behavior. And everyone's spineless, weak cowards, take drugs to numb themselves and controlled by stress, fear and anxiety. Controlled so much they got no idea. Oh no, not me, I'm awake. That's what they all say. You know, Jesus was mad as a cut snake, don't you? With a great sense of humour. But he did smash the market tables upside down, and he went over the criminals with the gambling tables and turned them upside down too. And he told all the pharaohs and the kings and the pastors and the priests, you're controlled by Baal. You got no idea what you're doing in that skull of yours. Because you still live at the tree of knowledge of all things good and evil with two voices in your mind that says you do it, and don't do it. Literally. Literally. Think outside the mind. And you can do what I can and more. That's what he said. That's what he said. Think outside the mind, you can do what I can and more. Don't think mentally. Think instinctively with your natural organic motor skills. Or you can't use them. Well, why do you think people get sent to me? Why do you think people get sent to me? I've been declared dead 3 times. I brought my wife back to life 3 times. I created miracles in hospital. I wrote the book that unfolded evidence perfectly. A testimony of Dark Lord Reborn. And trust me, I know what reborn is. Because God designed me for this moment. And where did I come from? The cave of prison with the truth to the masses. Didn't we always do that? Wasn't Revelation written there by John in a 12-year sentence? Didn't John the Baptist roll out of prison? Wasn't Moses very confronting against everyone else and no one stood by him? Wasn't Noah? Oh yeah. They were always outlaws. Oh yeah. We wrote the Bibles on street wisdom knowledge. We didn't write it through the system, did we? Because the outlaws has to stand against the system to set an example. God has to stand against the system, the greed, the power, temptation, money and material things to control every aspect of your life with modern technology, with modern gadgets and images. Weren't you warned about modern gadgets with images? Weren't you warned about modern technology? Well, now you're artificial. Now you're all fake humans that thinks you're some sort of Hollywood character, thinks you're something special in the world. And what have you ever done for society? Huh? What have you really ever done? You want me to say something? You don't like the truth. You don't like the truth. You don't even want to live in it. In 1996 in Australia, we had the highest death toll from heroin, cocaine, drugs, gang violence and murders. We had the highest domestic violence and kids taking off their parents, going into homes, right? Going into homes, getting bashed and raped. You know the Royal Commission 2000 in Australia, in the same country, that this was the highest statistic in 1996. You do know in 2000, this caused a massive adverse effect because by 2000, 4 years later, we dropped every single one of these statistics to the lowest it was in 30 years. You think your governments did it? They were escalating it. So we took over the top networks and we reversed their plan. And this is the adverse effects across a whole nation, a whole continent. In 4 years, we dropped to the lowest murder rates, lowest domestic violence, kids taking it off their parents, going into homes, drug deaths, gang violence and murder to the lowest in 30 years. We did it in 4 years. We couldn't depend on the system that you love so much. So we put our mark on earth. And when you understand the Royal Commission, they paid out 88,000 people and 80% of people going to jail because they were bashed and raped through these homes. And 96% of prostitutes were also paid out for being bashed and raped the same way. And then you put tickets in all these idiots around the world that are like robots and zombies to make a name for themselves, some kind of market strategy. The post-humans that are synthetic, the ones in post-human states that are so egotistical and have never done nothing for society except for support bail. Support the system. And now they're programmed to think of reverse equality in 95% of the time with egotism and competitive behavior. Oh yeah. God knows exactly who you are. It's the people suffering coming to me. It's the people from the underground world. People sitting in the corner somewhere taking drugs to numb themselves and they know they've got demons in their mind while you normalise it and they control you. And you think you're talking to yourself when you convey feelings to thoughts and explain your own bodily language? You think you're talking to yourself? You see, you can't even think outside the mind because you're trapped in your mind. You're trapped in your mind so much that you're the one suffering, taking drugs to numb yourself because you can't cope and you all die from stress-related diseases every day, recorded on documents. And you think everyone that comes to me through visions and dreams and sent here through prayers are false? You see, God doesn't work the way you think. You were all wrong. Every single one of you. Jesus was right. He said, you're all wrong with the voice in your skull. And that's been declared it's ultimately designed from an extinction. And you normalise that? That's why you're nothing but weak, spineless cows and godless, immoral creatures all over the earth. Because those that listen to God and pray, they get sent to me, buddy. They don't get sent to you. You're a liar.